Platinum Trophy does not assume any responsibility for broken controllers, televisions, consoles, or any sort of raging during the attempt of this Platinum. Now please enjoy the video. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. How are we doing today? Today we have an exciting video for you guys. This is a trophy guide and roadmap for Cuphead. Now before we start, this is not for the faint-hearted. This game is super hard. This will be one of the hardest Platinums I've ever covered on this channel, and this is easily the hardest Platinum you can obtain for a guide I've ever created before. So keep that in mind. This is not an easy Platinum. The game is a lot of fun, and you can still enjoy the game and play it without going for the Platinum, but if you are one of those crazy, insane people who's out there trying to Platinum this game, then this video will teach you everything you need to know about the Cuphead trophies and the Cuphead Platinum. Let's dive in to the video if I haven't scared you off already. Alrighty guys, so Cuphead, famously an Xbox One game, has launched on the PlayStation 4 this week. It's come to really positive reception. The game reviewed incredibly well when it came out on Xbox. It's now performing and reviewing incredibly well on PlayStation. It's essentially the same game, just on PlayStation consoles now for the first time. Pretty amazing that we're able to get this one, especially considering the exclusivity deal they had with Microsoft. Great that it's come to our platform, and great that people can play this game if they haven't played it before. Now the trophies have gone live for this one, and it is an incredibly difficult Platinum trophy to earn. I have a full guide and roadmap here, but I just want to iterate again. This one is not easy. This one is going to be incredibly difficult. Let's get on with this guide and we'll take a look at everything that's required. So, trophy roadmap and guide. I've given this one a 9 out of 10 in terms of difficulty. I've reserved that 10 out of 10 spot for the things that are truly, impossible. Stuff that like 1 or 2 people are able to earn a month or a year or something like that. Stuff that's just so outlandish. And I'm really going to reserve that 10 out of 10 difficulty spot for a few very rare occurrences. I don't think this is one of them. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. I've seen a couple of other websites go lower in terms of difficulty scores, and other websites have gone higher. I'm kind of sitting somewhere in the middle in terms of this. Now, obviously, the game is going to be made easier if you are more familiar and more comfortable with this style of game. If you've played a lot of, I guess, like Super Nintendo games, NES games, maybe even early era PS1 games, I'm thinking like the Mega Mans, the Castlevanias, like those classic retro games that are super tough as nails, then you're probably going to be more at home here and more familiar with what this game is, and you're probably going to find it a little bit easier as well. Now, if you haven't grown up on that generation of content, those kind of classic side-scrolling games, then you're going to find this challenging, and there's going to be a pretty steep learning curve involved. Now, in terms of time to Platinum, again, this is a big variable. It might be significantly lower than what I've stated here, and it could be higher as well. I'm going somewhere in the realm of 35 hours. Now, I think that's reasonable because the game itself isn't actually very long. Once you play through it, you can get through the game in like a couple of hours flat. It's not a very long game at all. Doing everything required for the Platinum provides multiple playthroughs of the game, as well as a significant amount of skill to play through the game on the hardest difficulty, Expert mode, which is going to be the make or break for a lot of people in this game. Now, you can play through the game on regular and you'll unlock a bunch of trophies doing it that way. So maybe some of you guys aren't after the Platinum, but you just want to understand how to sort of min-max the trophies in this game. And playing through the game on regular is the easiest way to do that. If you do that, you'll earn almost all of the trophies, except for a couple of them, which require the Expert playthrough and Expert levels to earn. Maybe you're after that. But anyway, in terms of time frame, I'm saying 35 hours. I think that's a reasonable amount of time for you to play the game, learn the game, get really good at the game, and then obviously Platinum the game as well, considering the actual length of this title. Now, there's no online trophies. You don't have to worry about any of that, thankfully. There are no missable trophies either. Everything can be earned with chapter select later. There is a difficulty-based trophy, actually a couple of trophies associated with the Expert rank difficulty. Now, the number of playthroughs here, I have recommended 3. Technically, you can do it in 2. That's a regular playthrough, which unlocks Expert, and then an Expert playthrough, which obviously is your second playthrough. I'm saying 3 for a couple of reasons, and we'll explain that in the steps to Platinum. So 3 is my recommendation at the moment. There is chapter select, obviously, and there are no additional trophy stacks. There's just one, but I don't know why you'd be going for this one a second time after you've already got it. Now, the trophy breakdown, there are 29 trophies in the game, 10 bronze, 12 silvers, 6 golds, and 1 platinum. It's funny, on the Xbox, they gave gamer score to people. Basically, how the Xbox achievement system works is it has a gamer score, 5G, 100G, 10G, whatever it is, associated with each achievement that you earn. And in this game, they actually attributed 0G to a number of different achievements in the game. I guess just as a bit of a troll, because they're so difficult, but you get nothing for it. You get the achievement unlocked, but no score next to it. And the achievement system works a little bit different to trophies. Obviously, that score kind of adds up over time, whereas trophies, kind of the platinum count, is more what people judge your trophy score on, essentially. So anyway, this has got 29 trophies. 7 of them are related to story unmissable trophies, so you won't be able to miss those while you play through the game. There is one specific trophy attributed to a difficulty, and that's completing the game on Expert. However, there is another trophy associated with getting an S rank on an expert level, so I guess that could kind of fall into that camp. I have classified it under the rank category though, and there are 5 trophies associated with that. Those are for finishing each of the areas in the game with an A rank for regular difficulty, plus getting an S rank difficulty on a single level as well. There's 4 trophies associated with collectibles. It's not really a large part of the game. There's not a ton of collectibles in the game. There are 11 trophies associated with sort of miscellaneous objectives, whether it be like buying stuff in the shop, completing a particular number of parries, completing the game in a particular way. Those are all miscellaneous trophies. That's what I'm kind of lumping into that camp. I might need a bit of way of defining what those are, but that's kind of how it is for this game. And then there is one single platinum trophy, and that is your full trophy breakdown. Now, I appreciate I've probably trivialized everything in this so far. That I make it sound really simple when you break the trophies down like this, and I just want to emphasize it's not simple. Like, I know I'm talking about it, I'm making it sound easy, simple, 29 trophies, whatever. They're not. They're so hard. It's so hard. Okay, let's get on to the steps to platinum. So this one actually required 6 steps to platinum, so the longest I've had to do before. The first 3 though. So step 1 is play through the game on regular difficulty. The reason I suggest this is just play the game, enjoy it, and learn the controls, learn the mechanics of the game, learn the ins and outs and the flow of the game. You'll get into a better rhythm of the game just by playing through it and enjoying it. And by doing this, you're taking that additional pressure of needing to find collectibles or getting particular ranks on levels off, and you're just learning the game. And I would suggest this if you're an intermediate player, a beginner. Maybe if you're an expert at these kind of games, or you've played the game already on Xbox or Nintendo Switch, then you could jump on to step 2 straight away. But for step 1, this is the majority of players. My recommendation is to just play the game and enjoy it and learn how it works. Get a good flow for it, because the game really does require you to be kind of quite in sync with the game, having a decent flow with the game when you play through it on Expert. Now, once you've finished a regular playthrough, you will unlock Expert difficulty, but we're not quite there yet. I think we need to clean up a little bit more stuff in regular. So play through the game a second time on regular, this time getting A rank on all bosses and collecting every coin in the game. So use a collectible guide to get all the coins and clean up everything there, as well as getting an A rank on all bosses. The requirements for A rank are kind of generous compared to S rank. It's all based on the time it takes you to get to finish the level, the number of hits you take or the damage you take in the level, whether you've performed parries, whether you've filled out your super meter. There's a number of variables that come into that. Now, these A rank trophies, they are for completing each of the different areas. So each of the levels in those areas needs to be completed on A rank. So you have to play through the whole thing to do that. So you'll need to play through each of the bosses in those particular areas to unlock those trophies associated with completing the entire, world or island or whatever they call them in the game, with an A rank. And then, like I said, the coin collecting is pretty straightforward. There's nothing too much to that. The third step in this one is to play through the game on expert mode, and this is really where the game gets super challenging. Now, the game is hard to begin with, but it gets ratcheted up to a new level here. This is not for the faint of heart, and this is really the break or make point of the platinum. If you can push through expert difficulty, then you have a real good chance of getting this platinum. But it's going to require you to be just completely in sync with the game. I'm not going to go into tips and tricks or anything here for expert difficulty. I'd suggest looking those up somewhere else online. But after you've played through the game twice, like I'm suggesting here, And that's why I'm suggesting it, is because you're kind of training yourself with the game here. The first playthrough is just a no-frills playthrough. The second playthrough, obviously using a guide, and you're working on those A ranks at the same time. The reason I don't suggest doing just playing particular levels and just play through the whole game is because you're learning the game at the same time. You're learning the timings, you're learning the mechanics, etc, 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 getting you prepared for that expert playthrough. I know this is just a step on here, but it's the hardest step in the game. So that's where the majority of your time is going to be spent now. The only suggestions I can give, like straight off the bat, take your time, don't go too fast, don't get frustrated with the game, just stay patient, take your time with each level. And every encounter you come across an enemy as well, right? And boss, then it's just a matter of learning each of the levels, the bosses, the enemies, and how they interact with the world, and you'll slowly be able to chip away at that expert playthrough. Now, if you're successful at that and you're still with me, you can go on to step 4, and this is playing all the run and gun levels again. This time, working towards killing no enemies on each of these. Now, this is to unlock the Pacifist trophy, and that is for finishing every run and gun level without killing an enemy. It's challenging, but it's not like a deal breaker. The reason I suggest doing this last, and I guess you could do it before the expert playthrough if you wanted to, you have to play the game in a completely different way when you're doing this. So playing through on regular, then expert kind of trains you for expert. Playing the run and gun levels in this way doesn't do that. It kind of unwires things a little bit. I would suggest not doing this before expert just because it's going to kind of screw you up a little bit when you're playing through on expert. That's the only reason behind that. Now, the last 2 steps are essentially going back and collecting any of the miscellaneous trophies. At this point, after playing the game essentially like 4 times, I suppose, it actually is kind of 4 times, you should have everything. Things should have unlocked naturally, but there's some stuff that might not have. You know, whether it's finishing a particular level on S rank on expert could come naturally, it might not though. So you might need to replay a particular level on expert to get that S rank trophy, and there could be some other stuff in there that you just haven't done along the way that you need to do here. And after that, you can sit back, relax, and revel in the fact that you have one of the really toughest platinum trophies there are on the platform. There's not a ton of 9 and 10 out of 10 platinum trophies available to us. This is definitely one of them. In my opinion, I mean, this is easily the hardest platinum that's come out this year, 2020, unless I'm missing something. This is easily the hardest platinum that's come out this year, I would say. So congratulations. That's, you know, it's great work. If you do go ahead and platinum this game and you've watched this video, leave it down in the comment section below. I'm really curious to have a conversation with some of you guys after you've platinumed this game, just to get your thoughts and opinions and like your mindset after platinuming it as well. I guess there's probably a degree of satisfaction there. So let me know in the comment section below if you've managed to platinum the game after you've watched this video. Now, the last part of my video always includes the notable trophies. There's 3 that I've called out here specifically, and we've kind of touched on them all a little bit. The first is for beating the game on expert. Now, like I said, this is really the deal breaker trophy in this game. Everything else in the game, well, it's hard, isn't like completely off the scale like this one is. So this is really going to be the trophy that determines whether or not you get your platinum. So keep that in mind when you're going for this. Like I said before, if you're just planning on playing through this game regularly and you just want to play it, you're not going to get the platinum, but you do want to earn trophies, go for everything except for this, and you should be okay. The trophies are still going to be challenging, but it's not going to be a 9 out of 10 at that point. It's probably going to be pulled down to more like a 6 out of 10 if you're not going for that expert playthrough. Next is Pacifist. This one here is for completing all levels without killing an enemy. Again, this one here, it's weird because you do have to unwire things a little bit. You kind of learn how to play the game in a particular way, then you have to learn how to play it in a different way, which is why I suggest doing it last. And then this get an S rank. This can only be done on expert. You'll need to go back and probably do this. If you're lucky, it will unlock naturally, but it might not. So that's why I kind of call it out here separately as something you should be aware of as a notable trophy in this game. Everything else in the game, I would say, is, well, it's frustrating because the game is difficult. It's not impossible or impossibly hard beyond kind of what I've called out here in these 3, I would say. Now, after all this, hopefully you have your platinum trophy. If you do, that's insane and congratulations. Like I said before, if you've gone ahead and attempted this one, let me know. I'm really curious to find out how your experience was with the game. This one here is a super challenging plat, and it's, you know, it's definitely going to be one that you guys are going to be proud to have on your trophy cabinet. Hopefully this video is helpful for you guys. If it was, let me know in the comment section below as well. Give me a thumbs up if it was useful for you guys. And if you're a new viewer of the channel and you've just come across this video because you're looking to platinum Cuphead or you're wanting to know about the trophies in Cuphead, please consider subscribing. I make videos like this every single day, looking at trophy roadmaps and guides, as well as sort of trophy commentary and PlayStation news and updates as well. So consider subscribing so you can stay up to date. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I'll see you guys all in the next video if you're not too frustrated with Cuphead to watch. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye for now.